you think you don't have the capacity, because a lot of time people say generational wealth, let's leave money for generation. But a lot of us don't even have the world to live on. Let's be honest. Okay, so I'm not gonna tell you to leave money for your generation if you know you're not even living well right now. In light of presidential week, I want us to talk about presidential money mistakes and the lessons we can take from it, because we know that President's Day was just this week. I love talking about money because a lot of us are not taught about money management in school. A lot of us are not opportune to all have to take finance classes, which is something I did. So, and I was lucky enough to be taught, although not really basic budget management and stuff like that, but at least that gave me an advantage to learn, to know some of the things that I know that most people, even as adults, we struggle with those things because we do not have the opportunity to learn them. And if possible, whenever I can, I try to bring up the conversations. And there's just some comfort that's surrounding money, talk about money, and it will gladden me so much to see us get to a place as a society where we can comfortably talk about money to our friends, our family members, with no form of judgment or hate. Okay, so in light of President's Week, I want us to talk about some presidents and money lessons that we can learn from, we can take from. So I'm going to begin with Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson lived in debt. Did you know that? Did you know? Oh. So Thomas Jefferson lived in debt, and I think he even died in debt. So what can we take from that? One, we need to avoid overspending. Overspending, we spend more than we make. This country, it's made in a way that we have credit card. It's interesting that credit cards, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because I do have credit cards. Um, the rigority around getting credit cards is not, it's not a lot. I would think there'll be strict rules around giving out credit cards compared to preventing people from learning, preventing us from learning the money secrets, if at all it's a secret, the money lessons or just money knowledge. Because the ease at which we can get credit cards, I feel like it's done intentionally to keep us in debt. So the first lesson is to avoid overspending from Thomas Jefferson, because he lived in debt. I know I digress, but we have to be mindful with our credits that we're being given. Those money is not the money we're given. Those credit cards are not free. We have to pay them back. And if you don't want these banks, these big corporations to own you, better be mindful. So do not live above your means. Avoid overspending. So the next president that we're going to talk about is Ulysses S. Grant. So he fell for a scam.
Hell, I can't imagine 2 weeks in Boston.
2 weeks in Boston.
Who would have thought that a president would fall for a scam? Interesting, because I fell for a scam too at some point in my life. I've fallen for a scam. Many of us have fallen for a scam. So be careful with such investments. Yes, I talk about you should invest, we should invest. We've heard that a lot. All of us have heard that at some point in our life to invest, but we have to be careful. Do not fall for a scam. The Bible tells us that those who want to get rich fast fall into a temptation and a trap. And this is clearly an example. Be careful. Be careful. All these quick scams around or schemes, doubling money, tripling your money. There's no such thing, I'm sorry to say. Be careful, because we definitely had a president who fell for a scam. Who would have thought? Shocking. And then we have John Adams. John Adams, poor planning, terrible planning. Lessons we can take from him is to always budget wisely. A lot of us need to budget. We have to budget. I wish and I pray that many people start incorporating this, not only as adults, but in our children's lives or in our nieces, our nephews, cousins, what have you. let's try to budget so we avoid poor spending. We need to always estimate the cost before we bill. We need to estimate the cost of anything before you dive into it. All right. So we have the next president and the money lesson we're going to take from him. So I'm giving you one president and one money lesson, like what they did well or not well, and one lesson that we can definitely take from them. Calvin College. Some of these names I'm not pronouncing them well, I know. Please do pardon me. If you know how to pronounce it, give me the phonetics. Thank you. So he was a frugal leader, and the lessons we can take from there is to live below our means. Yes, he shared the same idea or the same lesson, money lesson, I would say Abraham Lincoln had as well. We need to live below our means. The Bible tells us that wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase. So let us live below our means. And the last president, and this is the fifth president I'm going to talk about, and the money lesson is George Washington's smart investments. Um, he was a smart investor, build real wealth, build so much wealth, build real wealth, not those investment scams. Something that you can leave for your generations or for yourself if you don't want to leave nothing for your generations, because I know some people do not want to leave nothing for the next generation. That is okay. I'm not going to tell you it's wrong. If you don't want to leave, if you think you don't have the capacity, because a lot of time people say generational wealth, let's leave money for generation, but a lot of us don't even have the world to live on. Let's be honest. Okay.
You serious?
So I'm not going to tell you to leave money for your generation if you know you're not even living well right now. I will encourage it. However, it's not a must if you cannot afford it. Well, he said, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with few things. I will put you in charge of many things. I'm going to give you many things because of the few, how you've managed the small resources. So the resources that we have, the little things we have, how we manage them determine how much we can manage bigger things. My pet peeves is seeing people throw pennies around. I don't like it. I don't like seeing people, or the way they talk about pennies. It tells me I don't like it. You have to handle the penny the same way you're going to handle a dollar bill. The same way you're going to handle $100 bill. The way you treat a penny is how you're going to treat $100 bill. I am a firm believer, and so I do not love to see. I don't like seeing people throwing pennies, because without pennies, guess what? We're not going to have $100 bill. So we need to treat the pennies with the same courtesy that we do treat the dollar bills. Okay? So those are some precedents and what they did and the money lessons we can take from them. I'm going to give you a bonus because I love this one. Personally, Abraham Lincoln. So definitely he was a man with such great integrity. I admire that. So yes, Abraham Lincoln, he was honest. He lived an honest life, and even as a growing up poor, he did well, to be honest. Even as a president, he lived below his means. So those are money lessons that we can all take from this president. So tell me which one you find interesting, because who would have thought that a president will fall for a scam? That's the one that shocked me the most when I was doing this research. So let me know which of the presidents shocked you the most, or what other ideas or some money lessons that we can take from them. Because I know there are plenty. I just gave 5 or 6. There's so much we can learn from all the presidents that this country has had. Okay. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll see you on the next video. But before you go, please do well to like, subscribe, just share this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.